which is going to be how to manage properly the ad schedule of your campaigns. We've seen that in about the 34% of clients that we have audited their accounts in the last 3 months, they have not set up correctly an ad schedule for it. So let's take a quick look about how this looks. So what we're trying to aim in here is to get something similar to what you see on the screen. So you would see that we're running a campaign from Monday to Sunday. But we've got different slots of 4 hours. Usually what we've seen is the people just left all day long, the ads running constantly, which is not bad itself, but the problem is that we don't have control over individual time slots. So we're missing out the opportunity to understand where our audience is performing better and working with it individually more or less for them. So let me explain you what I'm talking about. In this case, for example, you would say that for instance, we see that on Fridays from 4 in the morning to 8 in the morning, we see a big peak in the first month in here. So what I can do is I can simply go and select that time slot in here and increase or decrease the bits. It is logical that if you're getting a result from, for instance, this time slot, you want to increase the bits for it. So it explains to you here. So if the bid is £10, then it will become 11.20 because I'm increasing the 12% in here, which is great. So if I can put 20, 50, 10, whatever you're willing to pay in here, and you could do quite the opposite as well. So you would see that we've got here and a bit adjustment in here, all right? And we can do quite the opposite. For example, we said Mondays, first thing in the morning, it's not working great for me. So you could do actually the opposite. So you can increase it in 5%, for example, and you would see that it's going to be reflected in here. So if we don't do this, your ad schedule should look something like this, which is probably something you're used to. So this is an example of somebody that is running campaigns 24/7. So at this point, he doesn't have any control of his ads. So he first doesn't know when is it performing better for him. Well, he can actually check it on the back end of Shopify or Elementor or WordPress or anywhere where he's running the business from. But in this case, he doesn't have needed access to platform information like this, which is really useful. And second, he can't bid more aggressively for certain locations. Some industries, they even have a peak hour. So it's really important to have this right. So let me show you how to do this. So when we create a new campaign, let's say, for instance, we're going to do one without guidance on search. You could select sales if that's something that you need to do at this point in your campaign. By the way, we've got a different video that talks about this individually. And then we're going to select those 2 options in here, just as a placeholder, website visits, and then you can do optimisation.com. By the way, if you like the content of this video so far, we have opened up a couple of slots in my personal calendar where you can go ahead and book a meeting with me. I'm going to link the description in the link in the description below, so you can just click it and book session with me or one of my team members. All right, so let's keep going. We hit continue. We can just name it search. All right, click continue, start menu. Perfect. So just make sure that the bidding and everything is set up correctly. In this case, I'm just gonna skip this part. Next screen is this one, which is interesting. By default, I totally recommend to have a look individually if it's worth for you to keep those on. Chances are it's not. We're gonna say, for example, United Kingdom, set it for presence, very important. And then we go all the way down to more settings. And here is where the magic happens with this. So ad schedule, it is by default running 24/7, as you can see in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of new columns in here and try to add more information and divide it in slots of 4 hours. So let me show you how it's done. I'm going to add here a couple of them. And what I'm going to do is to, for example, from midnight to 4 in the morning. And here is the opposite. So starting from 4 in the morning to 8 a.m. We're going to repeat the same process until we finish all days. All right, so we have finished this already. And you would see that we've got different slots in here, but we're running all days. That means Monday to Sunday. So if you just need to change to Monday, Friday, you just change it in here, but just don't forget to do it in all the ones in here. And basically just carry on with the same setup of the search campaign. And that is how you should set up a ad schedule correctly. So once it's created, you will find it in here. So you just select, for example, the campaign that you wanted to go to, one that you just launched now. And just make sure that you go here to audience, keywords, and content. So it's a drop down menu and select ad schedule. All right. And you would see how it looks like. So obviously here we're just showing like 10 rows. So we're going to add all of them. I think we've got a lot of them. So just 200, you'll be able to unlock all the calendar here. Okay. So individually, you will be able to see clicks, impressions, click-through rate, all conversions, conversion value. So it will tell you and it will be creating like a color grading system for you, which is going to tell you which ones are performing better or worst. So it's a lot easier for you to visualize, but you can also filter it out here by the one that you're spending more money on and create filters to say, just filter the ones that are spending more than $20 in the last week. And then you filter by conversions and you see which ones are actually performing well or not. If you've got any questions, please drop us a comment and we'll be more than happy to answer that for you. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video.